welcome everyone. If you've been following along for a while, you might have noticed something a little bit different today. You're probably used to the title Supplement Monday, but from now on, we're calling today's videos Nutrient Monday. Why the change? Well, it's simple. The word supplement can sometimes make us think of a pill or a powder is the solution to your nutrition gaps and problems. You might think that it's the easiest and the most important answer. But for us, the adult athletes who are in this for the long haul, the real foundation is food. It's about the nutrients that fuel our performance, protect our health, and enable us to live actively for decades to come. Nutrient Monday better reflects our core philosophy, eating in a way that supports an active lifestyle that promotes health and function first. While aesthetics and weight loss can be outcomes, they're not the sole drivers of an adult athlete. We're here to talk about how to build a resilient, well-fueled body from the ground up, and that starts with understanding nutrients, whether they come from your plate or when strategically needed from a supplement. And with that little segue, we're going to dive into today's nutrient, which is HMB, also known as hydroxymethylbutyrate. If you're over 30 and that post-workout soreness seems to linger just a little bit longer, this is one that you do need to know about. Let's start with the basics. I already said it, but HMB starts with Beta-Hydroxy Beta-Methylbutyrate. It's a mouthful, but its origin is simple. Your body produces small amounts of HMB when it metabolizes the essential amino acid leucine, which you're probably familiar with leucine because it is the main amino acid tied to muscle development. But here is the key point. Only about 5% of the leucine you consume gets converted to HMB. To get a clinically effective dose from your food alone, you'd have to eat an impractical amount. So what does it do? HMB's primary role is anti-catabolic, meaning the opposite of anabolic. So anabolic means more, build, bigger. Catabolic means break down. So HMB is a supplement that opposes catabolic processes within the body. So think of your muscles in a constant tug of war between building up, also known as anabolism, and breaking down, catabolism. Intense exercise tips the scales towards breakdown because you need a lot of resources in order to repair muscle tissue and to get it everything it needs to be more. Muscle is very, very, very expensive tissue, and your body doesn't want to have more than it can supply for. So you do have a tendency to work towards catabolism, breaking it down to ensure that you have enough nutrients to supply everything that you would need for the body that is existing. HMB works by inhibiting the key enzymes that drive muscle protein breakdown. It essentially puts up a protective shield around your muscle cells, preserving the gains when they're most vulnerable. This isn't just theory. The research on HMB, particularly for athletes in demanding training phases, is compelling. Let's look at 3 key areas. A classic and often cited study is one by Nissen and Sharp, published in the Journal of Applied Physiology. They conducted a meta-analysis of several studies and found that HMB supplementation significantly increased strength and lean mass gains in subjects undergoing resistance training. But the question for you, the experienced athlete, is, does it work for already trained individuals? A study specifically on trained athlete published in the International Journal of Sports Medicine had experienced resistance-trained men supplement with HMB during a 12-week strength compared to a placebo group. This suggests that HMB isn't just for beginners. It can provide an edge even when you're already strong. The links for these studies are going to be in the description box, so you guys can dive into it on your own. I'm going to put them on the screen, but I'll have these little details here, but you'll be able to read them on your own. Now, this is where HMB might really shine for the adult athlete. A study in the European Journal of Applied Physiology looked at the effects of HMB on muscle damage after a single bout of damaging exercise. The results showed that the HMB group had significantly lower levels of creatine kinase, which is a key marker of muscular damage. When you draw blood and you test that, that is one of the things that you're looking for, and reported less muscle soreness. This means that you can get back to high quality training sessions sooner. The benefits extend beyond the weight room. Research, including a study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, has shown that HMB can help preserve lean body mass during intense training cycles or periods of calorie restriction. For endurance athletes, some studies suggest that it can improve VO2 max and time to exhaustion by potentially sparing muscle glycogen. So that's very exciting. The takeaway, HMB is a potent tool for protecting muscle, accelerating recovery, and supporting performance gains, especially when you're pushing your limits. So now let's talk about how you would get HMB. Naturally, HMB is found in very small amounts in catfish, alfalfa sprouts, and grapefruit. But remember the conversion rate from leucine? To get just 3 grams of HMB, which is a common supplemental dose, you might need to eat several pounds of leucine-rich food like chicken or beef in a single day. It's just not feasible. This is a perfect example of where a supplement is a practical and strategic choice. It's typically available in calcium-bound or free acid forms. You'll find them, it'll be CA-HMB or FA-HMB. The standard dose in studies is 3 grams per day, often split into 1 gram doses taken with meals. Now, there's no standard blood test for an HMB deficiency. Instead, think of it as a functional need. You might benefit from HMB supplementation if you consistently experience 1, excessively prolonged muscle soreness that impacts your next workout. 2, an inability to recover adequately between high intensity sessions. 3, hitting a prolonged plateau in strength or muscle growth despite good training and nutrition. And 4, training in a calorie deficit for fat loss and wanting to preserve every ounce of muscle. This is also really beneficial for athletes that might injury and aren't able to train. HMB can help limit the amount of muscle that you lose during a time of inactivity or calorie restriction. So that is actually an excellent use. Whenever I have an athlete or a friend who has injured themselves in such a way that they can either no longer do weight-bearing exercises or they have to limit their weight training for whatever reason, like a broken bone or a severe strain or sprain, but there's a time of inactivity that is preventing any sort of muscle growth, HMB can help limit how much muscle you lose in that same amount of time. Now, this brings us back to our Nutrient Monday philosophy. HMB, like any other supplement, is a single tool. It is in addition to, not in place of, a goal-oriented nutrition plan and periodized training regimen. It supports the foundation, it doesn't replace it. Your base nutrition, the food you eat with the goal of health and function, is what drives sustainable results. And building that unshakable foundation is the entire purpose of the Eat Well, Move Well program. This 9-week habit layering program that moves you far beyond just what to eat. We teach you the framework and the how so you can build a nutrition strategy that supports your active life. You'll learn how to adjust fuel based on your training, manage energy, make empowered choices that prioritize how your body feels and functions, whether you're at home, traveling, or at a restaurant. We give you the knowledge and the practice so you can thrive long term. New groups start every Monday. If you're ready to build a resilient, well-fueled body from the ground up, you are exactly who this program is for. I'm going to have the link to the program in the description box. You can just scroll down and take a look at that. Click it, sign up. New groups start every Monday. And the program only costs $79 for the program. You'll also get access to a group with your group members. So you'll be able to message, ask questions, look for motivation, build camaraderie, talk to people who are going through the same experience as you. And also I'll be in there. So I'll be able to answer any that might not be solved during the program, or to see and give you feedback on what you're eating, and help you make even more goal-oriented decisions if that's what you need help with. So let's get back to HMB and let's recap. HMB is a powerful anti-catabolic agent derived from leucine. It helps reduce muscle breakdown, accelerate recovery, and support strength gains making it particularly valuable for adult athletes under high training stress. If you have experience with HMB, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Like I always say, I love to hear about you guys. I love to hear what you want more of, what you're experiencing, what your experiences were with the nutrients or maybe deficiencies that you might have experienced in the past, and how these things helped you. If you're on board with this Nutrient Monday mindset, give this video a like, subscribe, and hit the bell. I'm excited to continue breaking down the science of food and fuel with you. Thanks for watching. Now go eat well and move well.